Okay, so I have a baking sheet, just a standard baking sheet. I have a black rack here. And I've sprayed a little bit of the cooking spray in here, just whatever you have, just to help with cleanup. I'm all about easy cleanup. I'm going to line it with just a little bit of foil. And again, that kind of helps with the cleanup. Of course, I didn't get it big enough, but that's okay. It'll still help. Okay, and then I'm going to add this back in. And then I want to spray the actual rack, because this is what the bacon's going to cook on. You don't want the bacon cooking in a lot of grease. You want the grease to drip down below in the pan. And you want this to be a really drier, kind of, it's almost like a bacon candy, if you will. So let me get my bacon. I have it in the refrigerator. You don't need a lot, maybe a half a package. And I'm gonna move this out of the way here so I can put this down. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut these pieces in half. Just makes it a little easier for handling. So I use kitchen shears, whatever you want to use, whatever you like, it's easy. Okay, and then I have about a half a cup, a fourth a cup of brown sugar. And again, the darker the better. I only had light, and of course it's steamy in here, so it's getting to kind of clumpy. I'm going to add a fourth of a teaspoon. Sorry, gosh, a fourth of a cup, you'd be dying, of cayenne pepper. You could use sriracha, you could use whatever you like. This just adds a little bit of a subtle heat to this. I have children, so I don't want it to be too hot. So of course, if you like it really spicy, you could add a lot more. And I'm just going to blend these together. So this is just brown sugar and the cayenne pepper. Okay, very simple. And again, it's steamy in here, so it's clumping up a little bit, but you can crumble it on top if you want to. It's not a big deal. Okay, so get it pretty well. I'm going to take each piece of this bacon and I'm just going to kind of press it in this dish. I'll put this here so you can see better. And I'm just going to try and get it to adhere. Okay? And this is going to make it stick pretty well and do what you want it to do, which is to get all caramelized. And so you can see the bacon is pretty well coated. I'm going to lay it out on this baking sheet. And I'm going to continue this with all the pieces. And you're just going to press it in. You're going to get your hands dirty. And you could brush it with a little honey if it's not sticking, but if the bacon is, you know, I had it room temp for a while, and then we were recording another video, so I put it in the fridge because it was getting too soft. So you want it to be at room temp, just so it's soft. If it's too hard, the stuff won't stick very well. So that's a little trick. Okay, and shake off the excess. And just do that as much as you want to do. You could do a whole bunch of it. This is just enough for me to snack on, of course, and then to top my delicious brownies. And we'll get into that in just a minute. This has to bake at about 350 for 25 to 30 minutes until it's golden. This, you do want it to be rendered down and really crispy, because this is going to be on top of your brownies. You don't want gooey, you know, uncooked bacon on it. That would be gross. And you just keep going. And of course, like I said, you can always adjust the seasonings. Oops, I missed some there. Just kind of add it on there as you go. Put this over here. Okay. Okay, that should be enough for our purposes for this application. I'm going to save this for, I've got other plans for that bacon. All right, so I'm going to put this in a preheated oven for about 20 minutes, and then I'll see you back here and I'll show you how to assemble these amazing brownies. Okay, so I pulled out my bacon. I'm just going to let it cool up the side here. You can see how caramelized it is. It looks just, it's beautiful. It's still a little gooey, but it's candied, so it's perfect. Okay, I'm going to let that cool. Now these brownies, you can make them from scratch, and I have no issue with that. Sometimes I do. When I'm in a bind, I'm a busy mom. I've got 8 million kids. The best thing to do is to find a really good brand of brownie mix that you like. This is a Ghirardelli. It's pretty good. And it's got a good flavor to it. And just mix it according to the directions. Trader Joe's makes a great one. You can make it from scratch too. It's good. I just didn't want to take the time today, and I had one on hand. So you want to go ahead and make this brownie mix. Let it cool. You want to let this cool. The next step for this brownie is that you want to take creamy peanut butter. Okay. heater pan, just do creamy. I think that's the best. And you're going to use this like a frosting, okay? So you're going to put a generous amount on the brownie, and you want to let the brownies cool a little bit. You don't want them to be hot. And you're going to be generous with this peanut butter. This is something that's going to glue everything together. So you're going to frost the brownies with this peanut butter, okay? So good. Everybody goes crazy over these brownies. They're like crack.
The best.
All right, so keep going till you get it all covered. Get it thick. Got a little area here where I stuck my finger in it. It's a little indented down. Don't worry about it being pretty because it's going to be covered with all kinds of goodies, okay? Just make sure everything's covered. Peanut butter over here. More here. There we go. Okay, so the next step is you're going to do Reese's peanut butter cups. Oh, I put them in the freezer. Let me get them. I have a pack for you to see. I might need to chop more. So you want to just do Reese's. A trick, if around Easter or Christmas they have the eggs, the peanut butter eggs or the trees. They don't have that nasty paper on them, so you don't have so much wrapping to take care of. They're easier to chop. But if you just can get the Reese's peanut butter cups, that's fine. You're going to cut them up. Just take a chop to them, rough chop, doesn't really matter. And you're going to spread these on as even as you can. Of course, you're not going to worry too much. You're going to have other toppings on here, so you don't want too many. Of course, there's never too many Reese's peanut butter cups. And I might want to chop a few more for this, actually. I'm going to chop just a couple more, just to make sure. Well, maybe not. Let's see. No, I think we're good. Okay. To make sure that we have enough. And you just want to take the back of your spoon or a spatula and you just want to kind of press everything in. Again, the peanut butter is the glue that's holding everything together. All right, the next step is you want to take a semi-sweet chocolate chip. Okay, I've got these already open, so you gotta be careful not to let these do high. These are Ghirardelli. Okay, semi-sweet chocolate. And I'm just going to sprinkle these on, again, just kind of evenly throughout. This is adding another level of decadence, okay? Not too much, again, do it to your taste. That's maybe, I don't know, a half cup, maybe less. And I'm going to take the back of my spoon again, and I'm just going to kind of, you know, pat it in there. Okay. And once these are done, you're going to put these in the refrigerator for a few minutes just to let everything set up. Now I'm going to pull my bacon off and I'm going to get it onto this cookie or little cutting board I have here, a little extra one, just so that I can transfer it. And as you can see, really has a lot of body to it. It stands up on its own. It's not too floppy, and it's very sticky. This is that maple, you know, kind of brown sugar that you've got going on in there. And the brown sugar caramelizes on it, and a little bit of sriracha. So when you taste it, it's going to have a little bit of back heat. It's going to be sweet and smoky, and it just adds such an interesting flavor to these brownies. You've got that peanut butter that's so creamy and savory, and the chocolate brownie, which of course anything with chocolate is wonderful. The sweet and creamy Reese's peanut butter cups, the peanut butter that's so creamy, and then this bacon. And so what I find is the easiest, because this is sticky, this bacon is really sticky, is to use shears, kitchen shears, okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it over my brownies, just kind of, you know, lay it on, and we're going to press this in later. And some pieces are a little hotter than others, so I'm going to be careful. You want to let it cool, you know, maybe 5 minutes before you use it. And it really helps to use that baking rack. That's really important. Otherwise it would be so greasy. You don't want to have a greasy dessert. That's gross. You know, what you're seeing on here, the bacon fat is rendered down. It's in the pan. You can see if you look at the pan that we have that easy foil cleanup, but there's a lot of bacon grease in there. And so that's where all the grease is. This is the sugars that have mixed with the fat, but it won't have an oily feel or an oily taste. Okay, so you're just going to kind of continue to take this bacon. I know it seems like a lot, but I'm telling you, when you taste these, you're going to be thanking me. I'm more surprised that restaurants don't come up with this. I've given a lot of restaurants, I review restaurants for a living, and I always tell them, desserts are so boring. Do something fun. These kind of brownies, man, you have these in a restaurant, this is something that people will come just for this alone. I mean, it's just, people do pig candy. Oh, that's so boring. Do this. Peanut butter, Reese's peanut butter cup. Come on. But you got to give me credit. If you're doing one, you got to call it Patricia brownie. That I'm going to insist. All right. So just make sure it's evenly distributed before you press it in. It looks pretty good. I'm going to lift it up so you can see. Beautiful. Okay. See how that looks? So good. And I don't want to tilt it too much. I don't know if you can see the side from there. No, probably not. Okay, so I'm going to take the back of my spoon and I'm going to press it in again. And I'm going to be a little aggressive with the pressing this time. And of course not everything's going to stick in this, but that's okay. You just want to get the majority of it in there and it'll find its home. We're going to refrigerate this and try and get it to set. And then before you serve it, you take it out and let it, get back up to room temp again. I'm telling you, you bring these to a potluck, you bring these to the office party, people go crazy over these. And don't be afraid to use your hands, get them in there, make sure you clean your hands, of course. You just want to get everything to stick. It just makes for a better brownie when you're done. To have everything in there, you don't want all your great toppings falling off. Everybody's like, that'd be good if it was in there, but it fell off. There we go. It looks like everything's pretty stuck in there. All right. Do a shake test. It's good. Now I can kind of hold the side so you can see the layers. You've got the brownie, you've got the peanut butter, you've got the candy, and then of course you've got the bacon. Put these in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. Let them get nice and set. Bring them out and cut them into squares. Arrange them do them in small squares like fudge style squares because these are really rich. You don't want to have a big old chunk of brownie. All right.